Welcome to ChessWhiz TV, episode 384. I'm your host, The Wiz. Today we're going to play a chess variant invented by someone creative who wasn't me. There's 4 special powers that you can add to your move as you make it in this game. You can only use each one once, and the goal, of course, is to checkmate the opponent. Each special power has something interesting. For example, there's one called haste, which allows you to move your pawn 2 squares from anywhere without your opponent moving. It's like time stops while your pawn moves, and then it's still your turn. So it's like pawn teleportation. It's pretty cool. So I'm going to cover each of those rules in a moment. There's 4 ways you can do that, but I want to bring up a chessboard first. So let's go over to the chessboard at lichess.org. I'm going to take this challenge from Let's add more time though, because even though 1 + 4 is a great time control usually, because we are playing this interesting variant, I'm going to give us 5 + 5 because we have to have time to talk about the different moves that you can make. And we'll do casual because you know what? Maybe we should play casual. So there's 4 special abilities. The first is called haste. The Crazy House rating is provisional. What? What just happened? Did I challenge it at Crazy House? Let's try that again. Click here, click challenge, add more time. Oh, I played Crazy House. Well, I don't want to play Crazy House. I want to play crazy chess, casual. Okay. For some reason, what? Your classical rating is too far from his rating. Oh, come on now. So he won't let me challenge because he's too good for me. There's actually a setting that allows you to, why am I so small? There we go. There's a setting that allows you to say, I won't let you challenge me because you're awful at chess. And yet my opponent had that turned on. So we're going to have to take this challenge. No, I don't want to do that. It says from position. Well, I'm going to play with a friend. Not going to let this slow me down. I'm going to say 5 minutes per side. It actually is slowing me down. I'm not going to let it slow me down in Word, even though indeed it does. And I'll put this link in the chat so one of you guys can join. And whoever wants to click on that can play this magical chess. This is called Magic Chess. There's 4 special powers. The first is called haste. It allows you to move your pawn twice. It works like this. Move a pawn 1 square forward. The opponent has to play a waiting move, like, rook b8. And then you move a pawn 1 square forward again, and then he has to move back. And then it's your turn to do anything you want. So that basically means your pawn is zipped up 2 squares, and then it's still your turn. So if your pawn is right here and my pawn is right here, you could go haste, haste, and then you could capture me for your move. That's the power of haste. You can use it once per game. The next special power is fireball, which allows you to capture a pawn or either explode it long distance with a queen or bishop, so diagonally. So queen or bishop could just take that pawn off the board. The way it works, of course, is you just take it. He has to play a waiting move. You play back. He has to play a waiting move. And then it's your turn. The net effect is the pawn is removed. The third superpower, what I really like, is called foncusion, which is the opponent has to make a different move with the same piece. So he actually still has to move that piece, but he takes it back, and hopefully this guy doesn't have takebacks turned off. And then the final superpower, one that I think will be, think will be pretty interesting, is the Cloak of Invisibility, which allows you to make your piece invincible. Nobody can capture it until you move it again. And that has to be cast before you move. So let's say my queen is sitting right here, and I'm like, checkmate, Jimmy X, but I can't cast the cloak on g2. What I would have to do is cast it on d5 first, and then if I move my queen, it instantly is over, and the cloak has no effect. So I play it on d5, then I move something, and now nothing can take my queen until it moves again. Anytime. 1 magic thing per move, and you can use each one once per game. Each of us can use each one once. You got that? Good. So we're going to wait for him to move now. Let's see if I can turn on some pretty cool chess pieces. Let's see if I can do that. Ready? Right there. Oh, chess pieces aren't appearing. Right there. Oh, that makes that go away. Transform. Reach that transform. So he's going to move. Okay, so are you going to move? He moves. All right, so let's play d4, d5, see how that goes. We're playing Magic Chess. Let's see how it goes. This is going to be pretty fun. You guys can try this variant with your friends if you have any over the board. Of course, it's a lot easier because you don't have to play the waiting moves. You can simply remove from the board. Like, for example, up here we've got the fireball. You can actually just say, I'm doing fireball, and take off his pawn when your queen is here, and then, you know, make your normal move. So that saves you a lot of trouble. But online, we have to play by the rules of chess, so that's the best we can do. Let's see what's happening now. I can make something invincible. Let's think about what I can do. I can make him make a different move with the same piece. I suppose if he has no other move with that piece, then it has no effect. So that'd be stupid. For example, if you played rook b1 and I cast confusion on the rook, he has nothing he can do but rook b1, so he still plays it. I hope he plays rook b1, by the way. Let's just keep playing normally here. Let's look over my superpowers. I could move a pawn 2 squares. Oh, so now I could go haste like this and take his knight. Except now I can't. Okay, so how can I get some haste going here? I could play this. I should probably keep developing. But if I play b6, then on my next move I could cast haste, which is whomp. He makes a waiting move, whomp. He makes a waiting move, and then I could take his knight. So with haste, I could take his knight there. But then I would have used up my haste, so maybe I should save up my haste to capture his queen. That'll be great. Instead of just a knight. Don't you want to like haste for the best thing possible? I wonder if you could haste against his king. Yeah, if his king were here, I could be like, you're in check, man, because I can haste up here and take your king. I don't know what the rules are for that. Hopefully the creator of this variant is in the chat right now. Vedic Panda says he's in the chat. That's cool. So am I. He is here. So I think this was created by HPE Christensen, and he's in the chat right now. So HPE Christensen, I must ask you, can you use haste in order to boom boom and capture his king in one move? Like, is he in check because you have the haste power, or does his king like get a free move because you're checking him halfway into your haste, or how does that work? Let's see what he says. So far he says ... That's not a thing. Do you know this crazy game called Rhythmomachi? Rhythmomachy? It's hard to pronounce things sometimes. Let's get out of here. I'm probably doomed, but I can make my effort. He says it's called the Philosopher's Game. It is by far one of the most ridiculous games I've ever played. Rhythmomachi. Rhythmomachy. I haven't. However, I love games and I love ridiculous, so maybe we should try that sometime. I'm going to cast foncusion when he captures me. Oh, but that's if he captures this way. Okay, ready? I'm going to cast foncusion on him if he captures this way. Because then I can force him to make a different move with that pawn, and he'll have to push it. So let's see what he does. But if he plays this one, foncusion will have no effect, because the pawn, having no other move, will be required to capture the bishop anyway. Okay, foncusion! That's my attack right there. Your pawn must make a different move. Your pawn must make a different... Let's see if I can type now. Move. Oh, I feel so smart. Oh, now I have 2 bishops under it. I didn't look 1 move ahead. That's pretty far ahead. Okay, so now what I can see is if I move 1 bishop, I'll lose the other. But I could do fireball. Take something out real fast. I'll just do this normally without fireball. I'm sure there'll be plenty of opportunities to do fireball another time. No, it's not fireball. Fireball would be cool. I remove this pawn, but then I would still have the problem of 2 bishops under attack, and nothing can take it. Nothing can do anything. I'm going to go for a checkmate, though. I'm going to try to get my queen up like this, and then I'm going to cast the cloak of invincibility. Does it really say invisibility? Invisibility, like his invisible piece? It should be the cloak of invincibility, which means you can't kill me. Makes a lot more sense to me. All right, so he says he's never played this. He has no idea if it's playable. Thanks, man. Here I am in front of hundreds and hundreds of people. If you look on the YouTube stats, you can see hundreds of people have watched this video, and I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm playing something that may be completely unplayable. Welcome to ChessWhiz TV. That's my life. Pretty cool. So he has no idea. Well, we need to make up a rule. Yes, you can capture with haste. You can G3, G4, haste, and then get my bishop. See if he does that. I'm hoping he does. Oh, he's doing this one. That's going to e5 next. Okay. Because haste is a double move. So there's my waiting move. I hope he intends to play here. Yeah, okay. So he hasted forward and he took my knight. That was pretty cool. Now he's used his haste, which I'm memorizing right now. So there's 4 superpowers for those of you just joining us. Each one you can use once per game. Haste is fly upon up twice. Oh, now he's just moving his king. Why didn't he actually take my knight? Is there any reason he didn't? I don't know. So I'm going to save my knight. I don't know why he hasted up there like that. I'll just move it here. Haste allows you to move your pawn 2 squares and then make your normal move. Then there's Fireball, which is destroy a pawn without moving anywhere with a queen or bishop. The opponent makes waiting moves. Foncusion I've used now, which has confused the piece and make it move somewhere else. And then the Cloak of Invincibility. I'm going to say it's invincibility. Whoever thought invisibility was spelled like that? Invincibility. Oh, it's also spelled with a C. Okay. And there's a trade. So I'm going to get my queen out here and cast the cloak, and I'll be almost ready to checkmate him. I'm thinking it's going to be pretty fun. He says, I blundered. Okay, I can agree with that. So if you guys want to try this variant and you're watching live, send me a challenge on lichess.org. That's lichess.org, and we will play. There's a lot of people in the chat right now who might want to find this interesting. At least I'm finding it interesting. The only place I've seen where you can play Rhythmomatchy online, Jay Chosen says, is at a site called Board Space. And by the way, the game is not fun. Oh, thanks. What kind of show is this? Like, you come on, you're watching the video, and the guy's doing something. He has no idea how to do it. He doesn't even know the rules. What a doofus. And then he's talking about things like, hey, guys, try this. It's not fun. Oh, free pawn with check. Okay. At some point, I'm going to cast my cloak here. And what's my other superpower? I haven't used haste yet, but I would haste too far if I try to get his queen. So that's not too useful. Let's just offer a queen trade. No, he could foncusion me. If I play here and he captures, he could foncusion my knight and end up ahead of queen. That'd be bad. So let's just take the bishop for free. Yeah, watch out for that foncusion. Okay, so I've got him my haste. Casting takes a turn right now. It goes with your move. So you cast right before your move, and it's effective immediately. Does that make sense? Let's take a look at these powers again. I haven't used my cloak. I used my foncusion and he didn't. Fireball. Does it have to be diagonal? No. It just says queen or bishop. Queen or bishop. Oh, so I could fireball this pawn. That's pretty cool. I'm too good for him. I won't deny that. And then there's haste. So we're pretty much just moving into a chess game here. What's he saying now? He's saying, I can't fireball on h7 because you have to capture my queen. Frown. Okay, so I'm going to play rook e8 here, rook f8, so that he can fireball. Now you can. Smiley face. Hee hee. Yes, that's what life is all about. It's all about hee hee. Same problem here. I can't fireball this because he would not be able to play a waiting move. So let's watch out for checkmate. He is right. Yeah, let's watch this YouTube video. This guy talks about things that aren't fun. Okay, so let's read this again. The only place I've seen where you can play Rhythmomatchy online is at a site called Board Space. The game, by the way, is not fun. What kind of friends do I have? It's really challenging and confusing because you have to do insane math to capture pieces. Oh, yes. I love doing insane math. Actually, more than most people, but still. I mean, come on, really. Then what does it say? They used to play it in medieval times, but chess ended up winning in popularity for obvious reasons. Face palm. Face palm. Wow. Okay, I want to open up something here. I'll just capture this. I could do like haste and then something. Oh no, I didn't notice this. Could be a problem, I guess. I've already used my foncusion. Will something else protect me here? Fireball won't save me now. I've used my foncusion. Haste won't help me. And my cloak. Maybe I should cast the cloak on my king. And you can never take my king. That would be cool. That would be stupid. This whole episode is stupid. The stream sound cut out. No, it didn't. Let's take a look. Nope, it didn't cut out. You just cut out. I'm not dead yet. I think I can just pretty much just win here. Like, he's probably going to want to use his foncusion right now since I'm taking his queen. Let's see if he does it. He might instead... Foncusion! Oh, good idea. But I'm glad he's doing that. Because now I can just check him. And then do it. Your opponent poses a take back. You have to use the same piece. Oh, that's true. I'm an idiot. Or just a cheater. There's some disagreement about whether ChessWhiz is an idiot or a cheater. I'm going to go with idiot. Certainly not a cheater. That move surprised me somewhat. Probably a mouse slip. Queen e7. Fitting with the theme of the episode, things that make no sense are on the show today. I hope you're enjoying them. Misclick. Cloak on the pawn g3. Cloak on the pawn g3. Oh, the cast has been cloaked. The cloak has been cast on the pawn on g3. Okay, that's pretty cool. I think I'll pin that. The cloak has been cast on the pawn, g3. Okay, so that means I can't capture this pawn. That's pretty cool. Well, what if I use fireball against it? Would that be legal? We don't know. Oh, Maxim is following me on Twitch. Oh, hold on. Oh, hold on. 2 notifications from Twitch. I gotta read all this. There's another superpower that you can add in this game called Time Warp. Delicious. Which forces the opponent to take back a bunch of moves. But it seems like it would take a bunch of time to do that, so I removed it. XOX Naraxox. Man, I felt bad having chosen ChessWhiz as my username because it looks exactly like ChessWhiz, and everyone feels like they need to tell me that they thought it was ChessWhiz because that's so funny. But these usernames, Kadir Yag Murka. Okay, Kadir Yag Murka is following me on Twitch. That's wonderful. Oh, I missed a great opportunity to haste, but I'll still haste. I haven't hasted yet, have I? No, I'm going to haste right now. Haste! Haste! Hast! Haste! Oh no, I'm hasting. I typed it too late. Haste, haste. I typed it too late. I should have hasted it and then first. So he has to play a waiting move. And then I'm going to haste up here. And then I'll get a new queen. And I got a queen. That's a pretty good use of haste. Free queen, that's probably pretty good. And let's go over here. I'm building a checkmate. This way. That was fun. Jay Chosen says if you want to actually play a fun game, he recommends Nine Men's Morris. Yeah, it is a pretty cool game because it's cooler than it looks. There are games that are like, what is that? And Nine Men's Morris is one of those. I'm going to play with Crepuscular next. Good game, Alex. I think that was really fun. I appreciate you being willing to play with me, even though I'm way awesome at chess. I really had a good time having you on the show. So that was fun. Do you understand the rules, Crepuscular? That didn't work. Do you know the rules? Let's wait for him to type. Let's put these 4 rules in here. Here's the haste one. Here's the fireball one. Let's put the foncusion. Each player can do one of these things once. And here's the cloud. And I respelled invincibility. I respelled it to be more improved, if that's a thing. Because I think invincibility is better than invisibility. Nine Men's Morris is actually pretty cool. When I first learned the game tic-tac-toe, I thought it was pretty cool. Of course, I was pretty young as well, but in tic-tac-toe, you take turns putting things on a board, and whoever makes 3 in a row wins, right? The problem with tic-tac-toe is it's too simple. That's the only problem. There's a game called Gomoku, which is the same thing, only less simple, and it's extremely popular among people who aren't you. Gomoku is a game that's played on a 19 by 19 board. It's huge, and you simply take turns putting things on it until someone gets 5 in a row, and then that person wins. Pretty cool, huh? Let's bring this knight out. Pretty cool. Gomoku is actually a great game. The problem, of course, is the first player just has an advantage, so they made special rules about how to start. For example, I think, don't quote me on this, but I think in Gomoku now, you have to start in the middle, and then the second player has to start at least anywhere, and then the third player, which is also the first player, has to play at least 3 moves away from his first move. They have weird things like that just to get the game started because of the unfairness of everything. But one of the things you can do, I could haste up there and take his bishop, but I don't think I want to use my haste like that. I'm going to do this. See how that goes. One of the things you can do is use the pie rule, which if you don't know about the pie rule, this is why you're watching the show. It's delicious. Not that pie rule. There's a different pie rule. Because once you know this pie rule, your life is going to be better. You're going to be like, "Hololo, hololo, hololo," and then you'll be healed. It's more like this though. Hololo, hololo. If you haven't played Age of Empires, that kind of went over your head. So the pie rule goes like this. Have you ever tried to divide up a piece of pie among 2 people fairly? If you have any brothers or sisters, you may have had this problem where you cut it in half and then they both want the same half. Maybe you have a parent. Maybe you are a parent and your kids have this problem. So here's the pie rule. One kid divides the pie into 2 parts, or it could be cake, I suppose, and the other kid chooses which half. Now, if they do a bad job dividing and one side is huge, he typed haste. Okay. I'm not going to do a waiting move with my king. I almost played king f8, but that would uncastle me. Okay, so he hastes himself into my bishop. Maybe I should haste up here, but I'm saving my haste. I never thought I would say that. But I'm saving my haste. And then the other kid gets to choose. Did I say that? Yeah. So if you do a really bad job, the other kid just takes the big piece. That's fair because you did a bad job. You deserve it, man. But if you do a great job, then it's fair. So obviously the onus is on the divider. You don't want to be the divider because you could either mess up and get a bad cut or don't mess up and don't get anything good. But hey, at least it's fair. Neither side can complain without blaming themselves. That's life. The pie rule takes that idea and let's try this move. Takes that idea and applies it to board games. So imagine a Gomoku where there's a giant board of little intersections and you can take turns putting pieces on there. Both of you wants to start because it's better to start. That's like trying to divide up a pie. The only difference is there's no pie. So what you do is the first player makes his move and then the second player chooses who he wants to be, and you can't choose Superman. You have to choose one of the 2 players. So obviously you don't want to start in the middle because that would make the first player better, and then the second player would choose to be the first player and the first player would be the second player. You know what I mean? So you play kind of near the edge, like like maybe 2 in and 3 in from the corner. Not a very good move. And then that's good. That's good. I'm glad you played that. Now I can do something cool. Now I have some superpowers here. Should I cast one of my superpowers on this thing yet? Haste, not very good yet. Fireball, Foncusion, and Cloak of Invincibility. Maybe Cloak here. Let's just keep playing chess for now, because I kind of want to pick up this pawn, but not while this pawn's in trouble. So you play some bad starting move, which is kind of balanced, right? Because it's bad enough that the first player has lost its advantage, and then the second player doesn't know. Should I be the guy who started but got a bad move, or should I be the guy who goes second and didn't make a bad move, but he goes second? And that is the pie rule. It makes so many unfair games fair. You can even do it in chess. Like in chess, white always has the advantage because he moves first. In fact, if you look at Grandmaster if you look at Grandmaster hold on, I need to lubricate. Statistics, you can see that white wins more games than black. Black wins very few games because Grandmasters are awesome. I'll try this. So with the pie rule, white has to play his starting move, and then black can choose who he wants to be. So white's not going to play e4. Is this e4 or is this... White's not going to play e4 because then black's just going to choose to be white and he'll have the advantage. So white has to play some stupid move like knight a3, and then white says, the other guy, he says, would I rather be the starting player but play a stupid move? Or would I rather, be the second player? That is a way to make chess fair. Do you know why grandmasters don't do it? Because then they'd have to learn these openings with knight a3. Who wants to do that? Nobody even knows anything about one knight a3, and no, people don't like to learn new things. Same reason that we don't play Fisher random chess all the time, which is called chess 960, because you have to learn new things. That's obnoxious. Is there? Oh, a fireball. He's fireballing me. Okay, I'll play a waiting move. Move your bishop back. I think this is good, like he's using up his superpowers, but he also is kind of destroying me. So what's he used? Haste and fireball so far. That's good to know. Cool. Yeah, I think the pyro would make chess better and weirder because your openings would all be these weird things. I'm disappointed that I just lost my knight and my pawn. But watch this. Oh no, I can't play haste because it's pinned. I was gonna haste up here and take his rook, but no, then I would be in check. That's disappointing. I guess I'll play that because it's taking something. If in doubt, take something, then you can continue your story. So there's actually a really, let's take a look at the chat and see if anything's happening over there. It says la 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 la. It also says, you should see the chat. I'm trying to read this chat. It says, I wonder what the effect tic-tac-toe, foncusion, gives 3 moves of chess, pie rule chess. Pie rule chess, first 3 moves, pick a side. There you go. Oh, Alex says that why not play 20 moves each and then the black player picks a side. That would be interesting, I think. Black would blunder a lot in the first 3 moves and then choose to be white. That's right. That's correct. That's why you have to play your picking right away. For example, in the cut the cookie example or cut the pie, I mean, if the first player cuts and then the second player gets to step on one of the pieces and like smash it with his boot, then he can choose the other one. That's not a great rule. So that's why you have to do the dividing and the selecting right away at the start. Of course, the onus could be on white to blunder an equal amount. So if black is self-destructing for 20 moves so that he can choose to be the white player, then white has to keep up in the self-destruction and keep himself balanced, a balanced, appropriate amount of self-destruction. I'm going to fireball right now. Fireball! And take out this pawn. Because bishops can do that. Let's give him some time as well. Ha! Ha 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 ha! That just feels great. I destroyed his plan. And now what can I do? It felt great, I guess. I know. Haste! I have to capitalize some. No, it uncapitalized me. I'm hasting out of here. Haste! Am I awesome or what? Okay, so now, is this the most brilliant move ever? Look at that check. Okay, so what's he going to do? If he takes me with his queen, I take him with check, and then he takes with the knight. Never mind, it's a stupid move. Okay, I'll take this way.
Well, that was kind of fun.
I hasted and fireballed. He's hasted and fireballed. Now I foncusion him. Oh, I'm the genius. He's not going to be able to take my queen because I'm going to foncusion his face. This is great. So there's actually another really interesting puzzle. The pie rule puzzle. How do you split a pie equally? Is a pretty good puzzle, and I just told you the answer. But here's another one. What if there's 3 children in the family? Man, that is a loud family. Here we go. Foncusion. Does that say what confusion? Does that say what I'm trying to say? Confusion to cotton. I'm gonna. Foncusion is not a word. Nope. You must use the same piece. He's getting owned right now. Owning him. Yo, yeah, you must use the same piece. Typos are accepted. So he has to use his queen. All right. Oh, he saved his queen. That's a cool story. But I could just take him. So, but he could. Yeah, I'm winning. Oh, this is great. I love winning. You notice how much happier I am now that I'm winning? It's great. So the puzzle is, I guess I'll trade queens. Now I'm ahead of queen. That's good. The puzzle is, how do you divide up a pie equally among 3 people who each want an equal portion? It's a very interesting puzzle. So if you don't know the answer, which you probably don't, why don't you pause the video right now if you're watching on YouTube and think about it for a moment. Let me give you a little example of how it wouldn't work. The first person cuts up into 3 pieces. I mean, you're trying to apply the pie rule here. The second person then, let's try this move. The second person picks one. Well, he is happy. Second person's happy. He got to pick the biggest. But the third person could say, hey, the second person got an unfairly large piece. And that would be true because he did. Because the first person messed up in the cutting and made a big piece, and the second person took it. The third person's out of luck. So the pie rule does not work with 3 people. He could actually accuse the first 2 of colluding. And actually, they could do this under table thing where, like, I'm going to give you some extra pie. What you do now, right? You cut up a giant piece, and then I will pie feed you under the table. And that could happen in real life, especially if there's a table with pie under it. It could happen. So that's not the answer. It's actually a very, very tricky puzzle. And once you solve that, you can actually solve it for 4 or 5 people, divide up a cookie 100 different ways, which sounds impossible, but for some kinds of cookies, it's actually possible. So I've used 3 of my powers, right? I've used Fireball, Hasten, and Confusion. So the last power is the Cloak of Invincibility. That's going to be cool when I use that. Let's protect my back rank, I guess. Give him some time. I'm almost out of magic powers. What has he used? He used his haste and his fireball. So I gotta watch out for confusion. Confusion. Is that just the word for confusion? Funcusion. You guys are weird. I'll play here. You could solve it for 100 people, which doesn't even seem physically possible, but it's possible in math. Math is much different than reality. So we've got to try. We've got an attempt here. Person A makes a cut. Person B makes a cut. Person C chooses or can cut any of the cuts smaller. I don't think that works because it's not the answer I'm thinking of. What happens is person A makes a fair looking cut, but person B makes a huge cut. And he's colluding with C. And then person C takes it. And A is like, hey, that wasn't fair. And B and C are like, well, we followed the rules. And then pie goes under the table. It's a big problem. So that is not the answer. Okay, so I'm going to tell you the answer. If you don't want to know, then you should pause the video because I'm about to tell you the answer. The answer is, it's a moving knife thing. And it's a real-time strategy game. It's pretty cool. Let's take this pawn. The rule, it works like this. The first person takes his knife and he starts moving it across the pie like this. Can you see my hand? Let me switch over to the camera view. And the area to the left starts out at nothing because there's no pie on that side. But as you move it across, more and more pie appears. And what happens is when the size looks big enough to satisfy any person, then he shouts, cut! And the knife goes straight down. I guess an arbiter could do that also. Yes, an arbiter does that. The parent, obviously, moves the knife across, and any of the 3 players can shout cut, or you could have a machine doing it. Bam! And whoever shouted cut gets that piece. Now, no one else can complain because if they wanted that piece, they should have shouted cut first. Or if they thought if they thought the piece was too big, they should have shouted cut first. And you're assuming indivisibility of time so that you can't like simultaneously shout cut, and then how do you give that to 2 people? So you're just going to say that two events cannot occur at the exact same time, which is kind of true if you divide up the universe properly. And it's true. This is interesting. I think I'll checkmate him. Let's try this. Then you do it with all the remaining players. So now you can do it actually with 100 people. You start moving the knife across. When any of the 100 people shouts cut, wham, they get the first piece. Then you do it again. Wham, they get the second piece. Wham, they get the third piece. No one can complain because if they wanted that piece, they should have shouted cut first. And when you're done, there's 1 piece left. He's the person who kept quiet the whole time, so he gets the last piece, and he can't complain either. Otherwise, he shouldn't have kept quiet. That was a delicious rook. That's the answer. It's a very interesting puzzle, and it doesn't really work in reality because knives aren't steady, and there's no perfection in life. Checkmate. However, in math it works. Math is not like reality. So that's life. I think that was pretty fun. I think I want to try this variant one more. Thank you, Crepuscular. That was pretty fun. The episode has used up all its time, but I'm going to play one more, I think, game of Magic Chess. Maybe some super, super fast magic chess. Let's try bullet magic chess. 1 minute and 1 second added. Oh yeah, who wants to play bullet magic chess with me? This is gonna be great. I'll put this in the chat because it has to be a chat guy. If I put it out in the general public and I'm start like fireball, he might ignore my fireball. That'd be bad. Okay, 1 minute bullet chess. It's gonna be Ox back again, so he knows the rules. But I'm gonna paste him here anyway. For those of you just wandering in the room, this is magical chess. You could do any of these 4 things once. No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't abort. I'm busy pasting, and you'll waste all my effort if you abort. I'll have to paste again to the new guy. So let's just play 1 minute. So you have to play super fast. Ready? Go. See how it goes.
Come on, nose.
You're on camera. My nose doesn't even care. I think F4 because I can do this. Watch this. Watch this. Haste. Watch this. Haste. I love capital letters. Okay, here I go. Hasting it up. Rook B8. Oh, Rook B8. You have to Rook B8. Take back declined. Take back declined. That hurt my feelings. Oops, fail. Yeah. Take this take back then instead. If you didn't like that take back, here's a better one. Try it. He's adding me time. Now, are you going to take the take back? Take back send. Take back accepted. Okay, Rook B8. I'm hasting. Rook B8, please. And now Rook A8. And I just hasted right there. Was that not awesome? He should cast Cloak of Invincibility on his Rook, of course. He should move and cast Cloak of Invincibility on his Rook. But I don't know if he's going to do that. You better hurry, man. And he didn't. I'm watching for it. Is he typing it? He's not. Bam. Okay, so now I've used haste. I'll just checkmate him. Checkmate. Good game, Ox. That was pretty interesting. So at least we got to see the power of haste from the 4th rank. Once your pawn is up here, you can actually haste into the 7th rank really, really fast anytime. So that's a very interesting superpower. You guys can try this variant with your friends if you have any. There's actually a few more superpowers. There's one that makes the opponent take back 3 moves. And I think that's like you don't take anything back and he takes back 3 moves. Try that one. That's interesting. And then there's another one that cancels the magic of your opponent. I got rid of that because I didn't want any of my magic canceled. So I just said that's not a thing. But you can make up other superpowers and give them to different people and have fun. That's the whole point. Soon you're going to be a pile of dead bones. So do it while you can. Try this chess variant. If you like the show, you can find previous episodes on YouTube in the previous episode section. You can also support the show on Patreon. Someone recently did that. Let's find out who it was, because actually if you support the show, by $5 a month or more, then I will shout out your name and say, you're such an awesome person, which I will now do because someone just did that. And it was, oh, I can't see my supporters here. Well, this is where you can support me. You can click $5 membership tier and become a part of me, which is better than it sounds. Community? Where's my patrons? Are they shown? Oh, that's hidden information. I guess maybe you're not supposed to read that. Where's the supporters on here? I don't see them. It's in my email. Is there a thing where you can be like, click? I feel bad, but hold on. I'm going to make you wait. So usually in a video, it's not good manners to go on and on and on and not end the video like this. A lot of people do this. They show what you want to see, and then they say, and I think I'm gonna go have a sandwich now, and thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe. That's the button under the video. It goes on and on. You're like, just end the video already. Well, the point is, most people already have. So this was Cameron. Cameron just supported the show, $5 a month. I appreciate that so much. Shout out to you, Cameron. I really appreciate that. And I just think that you're a great person for doing that. And I'm also getting a message from Twitch, 40 messages from Twitch. That's pretty cool. So thank you guys for joining us. And that's all I'm going to say. I'm ending the video right now. This has been ChessWhiz TV. Thanks for watching.